Jasim never believed that a single night could change the direction of an entire life, yet that was exactly what happened to him. It had rained all evening, and the lights on the road shimmered in long reflections. He was driving home, tired, lonely, and lost in thoughts he never shared with anyone. Then, in one blinding moment, a speeding car crashed into his, sending him spinning into darkness. Pain tore through him, but behind the pain was a deeper fear of dying alone, of leaving the world without anyone knowing his last thoughts. Everything around him blurred as the ambulance siren pulled him into a tunnel of sound and light. When he finally reached the hospital, voices rushed around him, orders, footsteps, urgency. But through the chaos, one voice touched him gently, soft enough to break through the panic inside him. "You're safe now, just breathe." He forced his eyes open, and there she was, Dr. Zara, her face calm and glowing under the white lights. Something in her eyes made him hold on when his body wanted to let go. She placed her hand on his wrist to check his pulse, but that simple touch steadied him in a way he couldn't explain. He was taken for scans, bandaged, monitored. Hours blurred into hours. When he woke again, it was late night. The room was quiet except for the soft rhythm of machines. And there she was again, checking his chart. When she saw him awake, a warm smile spread across her face, the kind of smile that soothed a tired soul. "You scared us for a moment," she said, gently adjusting his blanket. "But you're doing better now." From that moment, a strange bond began forming between them, silent, unspoken, but undeniably real. Days passed. Every morning, Zara walked into his room with the same soft smile, the same calm voice, the same sincerity he had never seen in anyone before. She asked him how he felt, but she didn't ask like a doctor, she asked like someone who cared. She noticed the way he hid pain behind silence, the way he looked out the window as if he was searching for something he lost long ago. One afternoon, when the rain returned, she sat on the edge of his bed while checking his bandages. "Does it hurt?" she asked. "Only sometimes," he replied, but his eyes said more. "I mean here," she said softly, and touched his chest with 2 fingers. Not his body, his heart. He looked at her, surprised. No one had ever seen him that clearly before. She didn't push him to speak. She didn't ask him to explain. But her presence started to heal wounds that medicine could never reach. Each day, Jasim realized he waited for her, the sound of her shoes approaching, her laugh when he made a small joke, the way she brushed her hair behind her ear while writing notes. She was so natural, so genuine, so full of kindness that he felt like he was learning how to breathe again. One night, unable to sleep, he sat looking out the window, the moon glowing through drifting clouds. Zara entered quietly with a cup of warm tea for him. "You looked awake," she said softly. "Thought this might help." She pulled a chair close to him. They sat side by side, facing the window. "If I hadn't survived that accident," he whispered, not finishing the sentence. She turned to him slowly, her voice barely above a breath. "Then I would have never met you." That moment stretched into something gentle and powerful. The room felt warmer, the world quieter. Their eyes met for a second too long, and something shifted inside both of them. After that night, their connection grew even deeper. She told him small pieces about her life, how she loved rain because it made the world feel softer, how she became a doctor because she couldn't bear to see people alone in pain. He shared little things too, his fear of being forgotten, his struggle to trust people, the loneliness he carried for years. With her, it felt easy to speak, easy to feel, easy to let walls crumble just a little. Sometimes, she adjusted his pillow and her fingers brushed his hair by accident. Sometimes she helped him walk a few steps and he felt her steadying hand on his back. They weren't grand gestures, but each touch was filled with warmth he had never known. It wasn't physical closeness, it was emotional closeness, real and gentle. The nurses noticed the way his face lit up when she entered. They teased her about the extra minutes she spent with him. She blushed but didn't deny it. She tried to act like a professional, but the truth was simple, she cared for him more than she ever intended to. When the day of his discharge came, Jasim's heart tightened in a way he hadn't expected. He should have been happy to go home, but instead he felt an ache, a fear of losing the only person who made him feel seen. He packed his things slowly, hoping Zara would walk in one more time. She finally did. Her expression held a softness he couldn't read. "You're officially discharged," she said, handing him the papers. "You're strong now." "I'm not sure I want to leave," he murmured. It wasn't a joke. Zara stepped closer. "You have to go back to your life, Jasim." He looked into her eyes. "My life changed here." For a moment, she didn't speak. Then her voice softened into something almost fragile. "Take care of yourself. And, don't disappear." He took a deep breath, courage gathering like the first light of dawn. "I won't. Not if you're waiting." She blinked, a faint blush coloring her cheeks. She looked away for a second, then back at him, her eyes shining in a way he had never seen before. She didn't confess anything, yet everything was understood. He walked out of the hospital on healed legs and a heavier heart, but also a brighter one. And as he turned back for one last look, Zara stood near the entrance, arms folded, watching him with a smile that promised a beginning, not an ending. That night, his phone buzzed with a message from an unknown number. "Did you reach home safely, Zara?" His heart lifted. He typed back, "I'm home, but it doesn't feel like home without you." After a long pause, she replied, "Then maybe you should come back tomorrow, not as a patient." And just like that, the hospital where pain brought him in became the place where love began. Two hearts that had spent years searching in silence finally found a reason to beat again, and they were each other's reason. I hope you enjoy the video. Please subscribe to my channel, thank you.